Okay. Whoop. All right, everyone, thank you for coming to today's Workshop Wednesday. It's September 16th, it's noon, and we are excited to be meeting with you all. Just a reminder that these events happen every Wednesday from 12 to 1 on a week without a modified schedule. All right, quick poll. So if you could go to www.wooclap.com/CCCWWW3. If you go there, I'm going to post up a question. And if you're not on your computer, I'll also show you this. So this is where you can participate on your phone. You can send at CCCWWW3 to that number. It's going to be just a 2-question poll today, but I thought we'd make it a bit interactive. So if you can, go ahead and get there. And then I'm going to, Ms. Yazdani, actually, could you cut and paste one of these into the chat, the link to the chat? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the first question. Okay. The question is, how confident do you feel about using the Common App? Number 1 option is a pro, just here to confirm my knowledge. Second option, I have heard a lot about the Common App, but I'm not sure exactly what to do. Number 3 is no clue, what is the Common App? Nice. Okay, I would give you just another minute or two for anyone that wants to participate that hasn't been able to yet. All right, pretty good participation. So I'm glad to see that most people are at least familiar with what the Common App is, and we can go from here. I won't spend too much time explaining it then, but I will go over it. Here we go. Okay, today's topic, as you know from the poll, is about the Common Application, and we're going to just go through a step-by-step intro to make sure that everyone is on the same page and that we're starting from the same place, and then we can have future discussions. I'm Ms. Duran. I'm the Los Altos College and Career Center Coordinator, and Ms. Yazdani is the Mountain View High School College and Career Center Coordinator, and she and I are working together on this series, and you'll see us alternating who presents in this year. So what we're going to be doing is going over what the Common App is. You're going to be creating a Common App account or logging into your Common App account and making sure that you understand how to use it, covering the basic features, and then having time for Q&A. So what is the Common App? The Common App is a tool that is intended to make app applying easier for students. The Common App has over 900 participating schools, and it's a way for you to manage your applications to those participating schools. What makes Common App different than Naviance? Well, Naviance is for students to explore careers, maybe in 9th and 10th grade. You can research colleges. You can see a scholarship list on Naviance. You can manage your applications as it relates to staff members. When you add schools to Naviance, it includes all of the colleges or institutions that you're applying to, not just those that are on the Common App. And it allows teachers to upload their letters of recommendation, to fill out the teacher report. It allows counselors to fill out the secondary school report, to send your transcripts, upload their letters of recommendation. So that's where Naviance is different than Common App. And Common App is where you're actually going to be completing your college applications for those schools in the Common App. You don't fill out your applications on Naviance. Naviance is just where you connect, and then the staff side links to your student side account. Sorry if that was confusing. Let me know in the chat and I can kind of go over that again. A reminder that institutions like the University of California, they have their own portal. Some UCs are also listed on the Common App. So it really depends. If you're only going to apply to one UC, you've already done the Common App, maybe you apply to that UC through the Common App. But if you're thinking, hey, I want to do the UC application and I want to apply to several campuses, then maybe it makes sense for you to create a UC account in addition. And then the California State Universities also have their own application portal, and the same thing applies there. There's also a portal that you might have heard of called the Coalition application. Some schools are on both the Common App and the Coalition app, and some universities are only on the Coalition app. University of Washington is a popular college for our students, and that's an example of a school that only accepts an application. Georgetown, and they have their own portal. So once you create your college list and you enter all of those colleges into Naviance, you might get a better sense of what portals do I need to create accounts for? How am I going to apply? What makes the most sense? And we're definitely here to help walk you through that if you have questions. Okay, so we're gonna go back to WooClap, and we're gonna have a second set of questions, second and last question here. What college application platforms are you planning on using? Just want to get a sense, are you only using the Common App? Are you going to use the Common App and UCs and or CSUs? Are you only applying to the UCs and the CSUs? Or are you doing a mix of several? Okay. All right, so it looks like 4 people out there or 2 people Common App only, 2 are Common App and the UCs or CSUs, and then 5 of you have indicated several. So that'll take us to the next part. Thank you for participating, which is just remembering that you can do this. For those of you that responded that you have several different platforms, it can feel very overwhelming, but you just have to remember you can do it. It's just important that you start now and that you make a schedule so that you incrementally are moving towards completion. Also a note, if there are 11th graders on this call, you can create a Common App account now, and there's something called a rollover, which we'll see in a few minutes, but it will allow you to enter information this year, roll it over for next year when you're planning on applying for it in the fall. If you haven't already, the first step is going to be to create an account. We recommend setting 30 to 45-minute blocks of time throughout the week to work on the application. I think it's much more manageable than doing like 1 3-hour session on the Common App and then you walk away and you're like, what just happened? It's just, if you do 30 to 45 minutes, 4 times a week, you're going to make a major amount of progress and not feel so overwhelmed, possibly. And we definitely want you to remember to save your email and your password. It's essential that you check this email because this is how colleges will be communicating with you. Please pay attention to details, ask for help, use your resources. You definitely want to get clarification if you're unsure how you should respond or what something means. And resources such as our websites or the letter of recommendation packets that your counselors gave you will have information like your class size, do we use weighted or unweighted grades? Those types of questions are available for you. And then over here, we have the student saying, college will be worth this effort. You are I'm assuming most of you are juniors or seniors. You've been in school for a really long time. This is stressful, could be not stressful, but once you finish this process and you start having some decisions, and then you'll have to make some choices, but college will be worth the effort that you're putting in right now. So keep your eye on the prize. And organization being critical. Your Naviance list should show all the schools on your common application list. If you ever see a discrepancy, you need to let us know. And if you've added a school to your applying list in Naviance and you've changed your mind, you're no longer applying, only a staff member can delete that school for you. So either me at Los Altos or Miss Yazdani at Mountain View are happy to delete a school that you ended up not applying to, but it should be a complete mirror image, what's on your Naviance list and what's on your Common App. And then again, just one more reminder that your Naviance list will also include non-Common App schools that you are applying to. Okay, so Ms. Yazdani actually provided me with this reference, which is great because Common App has created wonderful resource for students walking through the Common App for the first time, but I know it's difficult to find time to do this on your own. So I figured we'd do it together. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to move us to the Common App website, which is first-time students here. And everyone can access this. So if I'm showing something and you later want to reference it, it's here. There are 7 steps to the process, and it's really nicely done in my opinion. The first one is gather materials and recognizing that filling out your application takes time. What I would do is I would start a folder if you are somebody that prints things, or you can start an e-folder if you want to use like Google Drive, and you want to have a copy of your high school transcript. Now this transcript you'll get from Aries. If you have questions on how to pull your own transcript from Aries, let us know. But you want to make sure that your transcript is accurate. So first thing you're doing is you're scanning, are all of your courses on there? If you did take classes off campus and you wanted them added to your high school transcript, are they there? If you took courses outside of high school and you don't have them on your transcript, that's totally fine. You just want to have those transcripts available. Let's say you went to Foothill, you took a summer course, you don't want it on your high school transcript. You're just going to want to make sure that you have the Foothill course readily available because you'll enter both. Then if you have a list of activities, work, family responsibilities, sometimes people call it a brag sheet. It could be called a resume. It could be called a bullet point list of all the things that you've been working on. Have that ready. And it might also be valuable if you haven't started that to take some time and write it all out, because you will be using that both for the Common App, but also for any other college applications that you'll be filling out. And just to highlight here, family responsibilities are also important to share. So if you take care of younger siblings or an elderly family member, or you are the designated chef for your house, whatever it might be, that can be really valuable to add. So don't rule it out. Same like before, if you were walking dogs for the neighborhood or you were a babysitter, you could absolutely include that as well. And if you have questions, please reach out and let us know. Now, some of you might have test scores, some of you might not have test scores. Next week, we'll be talking more about testing, but that is something that could be included in your application or not. Parent and legal guardian information. So this section sometimes trips people up. Maybe you don't know what level of education your parents have or their employment status. This would be a time for you to ask them, because it will be asked on the Common App, and you'll see it on there too. And then any academic honors and achievements. If you won a book award, or if you got a departmental honor, or some other achievement through an organization that you do outside of school, or a school-based competition, that's definitely something you'd want to include here. Okay, so I don't hear Ms. Yazdani. I'm assuming everyone's still following along with me and we're good. So I'm gonna go to step 2, which is create an account. This is how students will create an account. It's 1 minute and 39 seconds. So let's watch it together.
Hi, it's Stephanie from Common App. Let's take a look at how you can create a first-year Common App account. To create a first-year Common App account, use the Create Account button on commonapp.org. First, you're asked what kind of account you want to create. You can use the information icon to learn more about each type of account. For this video, we're going to create a first-year student account. First, you'll enter your email address and choose a password. Make sure to choose an email you check often. This email is how Common App and colleges you're applying to will get in touch with you. You'll also use this email to log into your account each time. Next, you'll enter your name, phone number, and date of birth. Be sure to use your legal name as it appears on official documents. This will help colleges to match documents with the correct applicant. Then, use the Add Address button to enter your address. First, select the country, and then type in your address. Select your address from the results given. If you don't see your address in the list, you can enter the correct information manually. Next, you're asked if you are currently based in the European Union country and when you plan to start college. Finally, you'll review and affirm some statements in the Common App privacy policy. Please take some time to carefully read and check the affirmation before continuing. When you're ready, use the Create Account button to complete the process. And that's it. Now that you understand how to create a Common App account.
All right, cool. So then again, there's some additional information here just typed out. but hopefully that was clear. And then this is just a reminder to check that email, whatever you use, because colleges could be using that to get in touch with you. All right, so once you've created an account, you can now start exploring the colleges that accept the Common Application. So let's watch this video. It's a minute 40.
Hi, it's Stephanie from Common App. Let's review how to search for and add colleges to your list. You can search for colleges and add them to your application in the College Search tab. The Application Requirements button at the top of the tab will take you to the Requirements grid. The Requirements grid lists every college that uses the Common App and their specific requirements. You can search for colleges by name or city where they're located. As you type, the search results below will adjust automatically. Use the More Filters button to open more search options. You can search by location, term, deadline, application fee, writing requirements, testing policy, and recommendation requirements. Select as many filters as you want, and then select the Show button. You can sort your results by college name or distance from your permanent address. Use the plus icon to add a college to your My Colleges list. You can add up to 20 colleges to your My Colleges list. Select a college name to learn more about them. You'll be able to see contact information, specific requirements, and more. You'll also find a button to add the college to your list on this page. If you click on the menu icon for a college, you can check out the college admissions information or college website. And that's it. Now that you understand how to search for and add colleges, you're ready to get started.
Great, and I just want to pause really quickly to show you in this upper right-hand corner that this is your your Common App ID number and then the email that's associated with your account. So if down the line you ever need any troubleshooting, this is something important to have on hand because that's how they'll look you up. Okay, so here's some additional information. A note that you can receive a fee waiver, so a request to the college to remove the application fee using either the Common App fee waiver, which your counselor will confirm, or a college-specific fee waiver. So that's part of it. And then just co-ed. Co-ed is a term to use to describe a college or university that offers the integrated integration of male and female students in the same environment. All right, the fourth part is engage supporters. So all colleges need things like official school forms. Many colleges will also ask for letters of recommendation. So counselors, they are giving perspective on the context of the entire graduating class. They'll also submit your school report and transcripts. They might also include something that is unique to your situation, like if you have a 504 plan or if you overcame something during your high school years. The counselors will also discuss how MVLA handled COVID, and that second semester of last year, the district determined that it was going to go credit, without grades. Okay, so parents will be involved only if you are applying using a college's early decision deadline. The reason being is that is a signed agreement, it's a binding agreement, and they want to make sure that your parents have read over that and have consented to you applying during that application round. Teachers will give a firsthand account of your intellectual curiosity and creative thought. It's the only place in your application where somebody will speak to how you actually are as a student in a classroom environment. And so that is a really important component to all of this because they're hearing directly from one of your teachers. Other recommenders, these could be non-academic, like coaches, employers, or peers. I don't really hear peers that often, so I don't know what circumstances that would really come up for, but they can give insight to your interests and activities outside of the classroom. This is not something that everyone needs to do, but you should look at your college list and see if they accept it. And if you have a strong letter, then that might be worthwhile. Earlier this week on the Pitzer college visit, the rep said that maybe scan an additional letter of recommendation, but if there's more than one additional letter of recommendation, it's not being read because there's just not enough time to read multiple letters. So be aware of that. And then Advisors do not submit any forms, but they can track and check on your application progress. So that could be like if you wanted to make one of us an advisor, then we'd be able to view it, but it would just be a view only. And for our schools, because we use Naviance, you will add teachers through Naviance. You do not recommend supporters directly through the Common App because it breaks the system and it won't work. So everything should be done from within Naviance, unless it's an outside person off campus. Okay, let's watch this about the video about that.
Hi, it's Shauna from Common App. Let's review how to complete the FERPA release authorization and what that means for your application. FERPA stands for the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. FERPA is a federal law that protects the privacy of student education records. It also gives you the right to review letters of recommendation after you enroll. Check out our info sheet on Common App Ready for more information about FERPA. Completing the FERPA release authorization is the first step in the recommendation process. Once you've completed the authorization, you can begin inviting your counselor and teachers. To access the release authorization, go to any college in the My Colleges tab. Then, go to the Recommenders and FERPA section. At the top of the page, you'll see the FERPA section and a button you can use to access it. It's important to note that the FERPA release is only completed once. Your answer will apply to all the colleges on your list. The first page of the FERPA release gives you some more information about how FERPA works. You'll need to select the affirmation at the bottom before continuing. Next, you'll need to authorize the release of your school records to the colleges you're applying to through Common App. Then, you'll choose whether to waive your right to review any recommendations and documents submitted to a college. Waiving your right states that you do not intend to read your recommendations after enrolling at your future college. This can help reassure colleges that the recommendation letters are candid and truthful. Note that you will never be able to review recommendations from a college you were either not accepted to or a college you chose not to enroll in. Also, some recommenders may refuse to write a letter unless you waive your rights. Check with your counselor or teachers to see if any of them follow such a policy.
Yes, you must waive your rights for a letter from for Mountain View or Los Altos.
If you still have questions, it's always a good idea to discuss your decision with your counselor, another school official, or a parent or legal guardian. Finally, you will check the affirmation at the bottom and provide your signature. Once you complete the authorization, you can begin inviting and assigning your recommenders. It's important to understand that your selection cannot be changed once a form has been submitted for you. Forms include applications, letters of recommendation, or other recommender forms. And that's it. Now that you understand how to complete the FERPA release authorization, you're ready to get started.
Okay, great. And then again, here's a list of those items if you want to review those later. Okay, let's watch this one.
Hi, it's Stephanie from Common App. Let's take a look at the recommendation process and how inviting recommenders works. As a part of your application, you'll need to invite your counselors and recommenders.
Okay, that will not be the case for Los Altos or Mountain View students, but this is basically where you can do this for additional recommenders. So I'm actually not going to show this whole video, but if you are planning on asking somebody from outside of our schools to be an additional recommender, then I would recommend watching this video to get clarity on that. Okay, so we'll go to 5, understanding the requirements.
Hi, it's Miriam from Common App. Let's take a look at the layout of the My Colleges tab and the information you're asked to enter. The My Colleges tab is where you complete all the information for the colleges you have added to your list. In this tab, you'll answer college-specific questions, invite and manage recommenders, and submit applications. Select a school to open their information. The first page you'll see is their college information page. Here you'll find contact info, college-specific requirements, and more. Next, you'll see the application section. Here's where you complete school-specific questions, invite recommenders, and submit. Each college's question section is made up of different subsections. Because all colleges can choose what kind of questions to ask, this section will look different for every college. In the Recommenders and FERPA section, you'll complete the FERPA release authorization and manage your recommendations. For more information on how this process works, check out our video about it. The final section is where you can submit your application. If all required questions are complete, we will show an option to review and submit. If there are any incomplete questions, you'll find information and links to take you to those sections. Some schools may also include a writing supplement. If so, you'll find that section below the application. Keep in mind that any writing supplement is completed and submitted separately from the application. If a college asks you to submit a portfolio, you'll find that section below the writing supplement. And that's it. Now that you know more about the My Colleges tab, you're ready to get started.
Okay, great. So where you can find some more information about college-specific requirements under Explore Colleges, you can use the My Colleges tab. You can use the requirement grid and writing requirements by college. Okay, so here, this is the point I talked about earlier with account rollover. Account rollover is a great tool to explore the Common App, save answers to questions in the Common App tab of your account, and house the ideas for your essay. Let's watch it. It's 1:19, so any juniors that are on the call, you can watch this and see what it would look like for next year.
Hi, it's Miriam from Common App. Let's take a look at how to roll over your first year account using Account Rollover. Account Rollover lets you roll last year's account and information to the updated application. Any questions answered in the Common App tab, as well as your My Colleges list, will roll over. College-specific questions and recommender invitations will not roll over. To start the rollover process, log in using the same email and password you used last year. Before entering the application, you'll need to answer a few questions. First, select when you plan to start college. Then, confirm whether the high school you entered last year is still your current or most recent high school. You're also asked if you are currently based in a European Union country. Finally, you'll need to review some affirmations and the Common App privacy policy. Select the Continue button to complete your account rollover. The rollover process may take a few minutes, depending on the amount of information in your account. And that's it. Now that you...
All right, perfect. And then plan essays. So I'm just going to pause here before we watch the video on how you can input your essays, but just know Ms. Yazdani is going to be hosting a writing workshop, not next week, but the following week. And then there are also some great resources on each of our Google sites. So if you look at the College and Career Center Google site, there's helpful resources for how to plan your essay writing, examples of other essays that students have written in the past. And then there's also, I really like the Ethan Sawyer, the college essay guy. He has a social media account, a YouTube channel, and he does some really interesting workshop type activities to get you brainstorming, to get you writing. And I just think he's got a really great style. So I do endorse the college essay guy. So here is a video on plan essays, 1:47.
Hi, it's Shauna from Common App. Let's take a look at the writing section and what questions you're asked. The first section is the personal essay. Each college can choose whether to require the personal essay. At the top of the section, you can see which colleges on your list require it. However, you have the option to submit the personal essay to any college, even if it's not required. To begin work on your essay, first pick a topic. There are 7 different options you can choose from. Be sure to take some time to review each one. Your personal essay should be 250 to 650 words, inspired by the prompt you've chosen. You can enter text into the box, paste it from another source, or upload it using Google Drive. Note that if you use Google Drive, the system will extract the text from the document and paste it into the text box. As you work, keep formatting in mind. You will only be able to use the formatting available in the text box, like bolding and italicizing. Unsupported formatting like images and tables cannot be included. Common App automatically saves your work every 90 seconds, but it's a good idea for you to save your work regularly as well. In the next section, you're asked a question about your disciplinary history.
If you answer yes to this question, you'll need to provide some more information. The final section, additional information, is optional. You can use this to share any relevant information about yourself that is not captured in the application. You may enter up to 650 words here. And that's it. Now that you understand how to complete the writing section, you're ready to get started.
Okay, two points to make here. One point is if you do have a disciplinary incident, it is recommended that you're honest about it to show integrity, and then you can just describe what happened and or what you learned from it. Having a discipline incident is not the end of your college future, but it is important to be transparent and honest with the college, and then it kind of describe the circumstances of what happened. Ms. Yazdani and I are happy to walk you through that if that's your situation. And then under this additional information section, it is okay here to write about plans that you had that were disrupted by COVID. So let's say you were planning on doing a summer internship, or you had plans to travel, or you got a part-time job and then you weren't able to go and actually do that job. You could put that here. I don't recommend just cutting and pasting like another version of an essay, but being mindful of this is a space for you to give more information and put some more context if you need it. So just know that you can and should use that. And then, so here is, again, just more information on that. I guess one key thing about the writing supplements is not all colleges have a writing supplement, and some might request this based on how you answer other questions. Like if you're applying to an honors college or something like that, there might be something different depending on how you answer. Okay, so let's watch the last bit, actually submitting your application.
Hi, it's Miriam from Common App. Let's review how to submit applications in the Common App. To submit your application to a college, all required questions in the Common App tab, as well as the college's questions, must be complete. You'll also need to make sure you have invited any required recommenders. Submission is a 3-step process: reviewing your application, paying the application fee, and providing your signature. You can start the submission process from 2 places in the Common App. Select the button on the dashboard and then select the Review and Submit button, or open the college in the My Colleges tab and go to the Review and Submit section. To get started, use the Review and Submit button. This will open a PDF preview of your application. Take the time to review the PDF for accuracy before continuing. You can use the Review PDF button to open the document in a new tab. When you're ready, confirm that your application looks correct and continue on to the next step. The next step asks you to pay the college's application fee, if applicable. Credit card and e-check information is collected by our secure payment processor. The first page will display your applicant information, which is already populated for you. On the next page, you're asked to choose your payment method and then enter the corresponding information. After you submit your payment, you will come back to the application to complete the final step of submission. If a college doesn't charge an application fee or you've requested a fee waiver, you'll skip this step. The last step in submission asks you to review and affirm several statements and provide your signature. Please note that your application will not be fully submitted until you have selected the Submit button. Once your application has been submitted, you will see confetti and a congratulations message. You'll also receive an email confirming your submission. And that's it. Now that you understand how to submit an application, you're ready to get started.
All right, great. So just a quick reminder that there's a maximum number of 20 colleges that you can apply to using the Common App. And so you need to reduce your list to 20 or use another platform, but I think that's quite a lot of schools. And then down here, if you need help, you can contact the Solution Center, and students have been saying that they are getting really fast responses. So if you do have an error with something, you could ask us, but also you can go directly to the Common App for help. So with that, I'm going to go back to the presentation, go through a few more slides, and then we'll open it up for Q&A. Just a reminder that you should maybe bookmark the Los Altos and Mountain View College and Career Center websites. This is where we have an up-to-date events list for both of us, including things like Workshop Wednesday, also the college visits. And then if you click on a specific event, it will show you the video conferencing information, whether that be Zoom or some other platform. And I've heard some students aren't getting the links through Naviance, so you can always double check on the event section here for college visits. Okay, so last week we didn't have anything, but the week prior was Naviance, how to use it for linking Common App and FERPA. This week is the Common App. Next week will be college exam testing discussion. September 30th will be UC personal insight question. And all of these videos are being uploaded to a YouTube channel. And so you can always watch something if you've missed or you couldn't stay for the whole time. Okay, so with that, I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to open it up for Q&A. So stop.